yogis. So for those who don't know me, my name is Indigo. I am a physical therapist assistant. I am a yoga instructor, and I am a performing belly dance. I'm both a professional belly dance performer and a belly dance instructor. We are on day, I don't even know what, of quarantine in Washington State. And I have not taught a yoga class, with the exception of videos, but I haven't taught an in-person yoga class for 3-4 weeks now. And I've taught, 6, 8, sometimes up to 10 classes a week for the past probably 6 years. So it's kind of it's like many of us, this is a temporary moment of lifestyle adjustment. And so what I thought I would do today is I just wanted to share, I don't know how long this yoga video is going to be. I simply want to have some fun doing some yoga, share some of the movements that I really love and enjoy, some of the movements that have helped my body feel good. And yoga is really good at helping our body and our mind feel really good. So there's something about taking the time to come into our breath and simply working on the breath and how we hold our breath, paying attention to our breath, how we move our breath in our body, allowing the diaphragm, allowing all the extra muscles around the rib cage to do their job and breathe while we're also exercising. So there's something about it. So I just want to do some fun yoga today. I hope you have fun and are able to join me along. If you are interested, as I said, I'm a belly dancer, and I also host a really fun, great belly dance retreat called Emerald Sanctuary Belly Dance Retreat. Happens towards the end of August every year in Washington State. I will put that website in the link below, or in the description. I'll put the link to the website in the description below. Also, if you are interested, like many of you, I'm a furloughed employee. If you are interested in making a donation for this video, for this yoga video class, I'll put my PayPal in the link below, but please know that is not expected. That's just something really part of this is I want to get this yoga out, and I want people to feel good. I want people to move and feel good about their bodies, feel good within their mind, because as we exercise, our mind is going to feel better. And hopefully that will help us, just help us at this moment in time, because I know that there's a lot of potential fear and anxiety going on. So with that said, why don't we go ahead and get started, and let's actually find our way into child's pose today. So I'm just gonna do a real quick, turn the volume down. So what we want to do so if you're new to yoga, we're simply gonna come in, we're gonna come down, we're gonna allow the hips to reach back towards the heels. You can have your knees closer together if you prefer. You can have your knees farther apart. Your feet can be closer together. Your feet can be farther apart. And your hands can maybe reach forward. Some people really like this. Or if you prefer, your hands can either come around your legs. I like to bring my hands on the inside of my legs. This is one of my favorite versions of child's pose here. And you can either allow your forehead to rest on the mat, or maybe you even cross your hands one over the other and allow your forehead to rest on the crossed hands. What I'd like you to do is close your eyes. I would like us to go ahead and begin to engage the belly button. So, pulling the belly button back to the spine, engaging the low abdominals. And at this here, you're still in child's pose. I want you to take a nice, full, deep breath in through your nose if you can, and a nice, full, complete exhalation through your nose or your mouth, whichever works better. As we're here enjoying this moment in child's pose, let's continue to take those nice, full, long, complete, deep breaths in through the nose, and then nice, long, full, complete exhalations out through the nose or mouth. And let's keep those low abdominals nice and engaged. Feel free to close the eyes. Allow yourself to come within. Allow yourself to come into your body. Allow yourself to come into your breath. Allow yourself to recognize places where maybe you hold tension or maybe a bit of pain within your body. simply going to hold here for a bit, finding our breath, keeping those low abdominals nice and engaged. Maybe on an inhale, if your hands are reaching forward, you can begin to reach the fingertips a little bit farther forward. Maybe on your exhale, if it feels good, we can allow those hips to reach back towards the heels a little bit more. We'll take a few more breaths in this posture. And when you're ready, simply on an inhale, exhale, let's allow the hands to come over. We'll start letting the arms kind of reach over to the left side of your mat. We'll stay in child's pose. Continue. Your right hip is going to want to pop up. So what I want you to do is encourage that right hip to reach down towards the right heel. Be gentle, but we'll just have a little bit of encouragement of the right hip reaching towards the right heel. Full deep inhale in through the nose, nice full exhale out through the nose and the mouth. Reaching the fingers forward, and as you're ready, on that next inhale, exhale, let's simply walk the hands now over to the right side of the mat. And now you're going to feel that left hip wanting to pop up. So let's just gently encourage that left hip to gently reach towards the heel. And maybe if you've been practicing for a while, you're able to find your way into your Ujjayi breath. That kind of almost ocean sound you can hear on your inhale as the diaphragm kind of deflates down, and then as you exhale, continue to pull the belly button towards the spine, low abdominals reaching towards the spine. So we're engaging those low abdominals here. As you're ready, on our next inhale, exhale, let's simply go ahead and reach those hips back. We're going to reach the hands forward. And let's inhale. We're simply going to come up to our hands and knees. So let's stack. Hands come directly underneath shoulders. Knees come directly underneath hips. Remembering those low abdominals are engaged. And let's take just some simple cat-cow from here. So we're just going to inhale. We let the heart reach forward, the hips reach up. Keep the belly button pulling back to the spine. Really important here. Inhale as you find your way into your cow. Maybe you look up towards the ceiling. Maybe you look forward with your head. And exhale, round the spine through cat. Deep breath in. And that nice full exhale out. As we're going through our cat-cow, we're listening to our bodies, Finding those places in the spine or the back that maybe you don't want to move as much, or maybe they're holding a little bit of tension, maybe a little bit of pain, or maybe there's parts of your spine that really love this movement. And maybe you want to go deeper into the postures, or maybe you don't want to go quite as deep into the postures, and that's fine. Whichever works for your body right now, we're just finding the movements that work best for our body and where we're at in our headspace right now. Whenever we are on our hands in yoga, we want to be sure and avoid sinking or dumping into the wrist. So I always like to actively, I engage all 10 fingers and I actively push the mat away a bit with my arms. So that's going to activate the arm muscles, that's going to activate the pectoral muscles. So we're not just dumping into our wrist. Now let's take one more here, one of my personal favorite movements. We're going to draw a circle with our spine. So let's see, we're going to inhale as the spine goes side and down. And then exhale as the spine goes side and up. So you're drawing, it's almost like a jump rope with your spine. Inhale, spine goes side and down. Remember to keep those low abdominals nice and engaged and activated. Exhale as the spine goes side and up. Finding that breath as we go through the movements. Full breath in. And as you're ready on your next inhale, exhale, let's switch. We're going to inhale, spine goes side and down. Exhale, spine goes side and up. So we're going to take our forearms onto the mat. We're going to go ahead and bring those hands together. We're going to take it up into dolphin. So forearms on the mat. Let's go and tuck those toes, low abdominals engaged. Just take that nice deep breath. Inhale. We're going to let the hips reach up nice and high. And if you like with the feet, we can walk those feet out right and left. Get that nice stretch there in the back of the thighs, the back of the legs, the back of the calves. Keeping those low abdominals nice and engaged. And we do not let the head rest on the mat here. So I want at least a tiny bit of space between the top of your head and the mat in dolphin. Good, and we're just gonna go ahead and take a nice gentle plank. So we're gonna, before we do that, let's hold dolphin for a few breaths. So inhale, come up nice and high on those tippy toes. Exhale, encourage the heels to reach towards the floor. Hips reach up nice and high. Low abdominals are engaged. Good, and we're simply gonna inhale, exhale. Now we're gonna go ahead and walk those feet back. And we're going to find our way into either a full or a modified plank. My toes are underneath my thing here. So low abdominals are engaged. Knees can be on the mat or knees can be off the mat. I'm doing a modified plank with my knees on the mat. And let's just simply inhale, exhale. Find our way back into child's pose. And we're going to take a few breaths or a few gentle stretching postures, just simply sitting here. So let's come sitting up nice and tall. And for some people, you may want to sit on a pillow, you may want to fold a blanket or an extra mat in half or thirds and sit on that. For some people, it kind of helps to elevate the hips. Let's simply start with our head. So I want you to be nice and long, tall through the spine. And so what I mean by that, I want you to avoid, there's a few habits a lot of us tend to do. A lot of people tend to want to roll forward Or a lot of people will have this beautiful spinal alignment, except the neck. Like the neck will do these weird things. We have a lot of mobility in our neck. So let's think about the neck being part of the spine. What I'd like you to do is think about, we're just gonna kind of tuck the chin directly back, or you can think about pulling the back of the head back. We're gonna sit here nice and tall. And then we'll simply inhale, exhale. Let's allow your left ear to fall towards the left shoulder. Just nice and relaxed. We'll let the hands simply fall to the mat if that feels good. Full breath in. Full exhale out. Just enjoying the weight of the head, allowing the stretch to happen here. On the opposite side of the neck, that's open up there. And as you're ready, we're going to simply take that nice deep breath in, kind of sitting up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale. Let's allow your right ear or your other ear, whichever one, to fall towards. So if it's your right ear, the right ear is falling towards the left shoulder. And we're now opening up on the opposite side of the neck. Simply let those hands drop towards the floor. Full, complete inhale through the nose, full exhale out through the mouth. I like to close my eyes a lot in yoga. It allows me to really come deeper within my body and within the movement and within my breath. And when we close our eyes, our eyesight is such a main, vision is such a main sense for humans, that when you close your eyes, you kind of block that out. And so you block all those extra potential distractions, and you're allowed to simply come into your mind, your body, and your breath more. Good, so we're just gonna take that nice deep breath in. We're gonna come on up. Let's take a nice gentle twist while we're here. All we're gonna do is simply just take that deep breath in. We'll circle those arms out nice and wide. Let's go ahead and inhale, exhale, long through the spine. Remember, the chin is parallel to the floor, chin slightly tucked back. And we're gonna go ahead and exhale, twisting to your right. And as we twist, we wanna just gently lengthen the spine, and then you gently twist back. Good, and we're simply gonna take that deep breath in. We start nice and long, or come nice and long through the spine, reach the arms up. And exhale, now go ahead and twist to your left, or twisting to my right. I'm trying to mirror you guys, but either way, twist to the opposite side, always thinking long to the spine first, and then a gentle twist back. And we do go ahead and turn our head back, so our neck is in alignment with the rest of the spine in the twist. Good, and let's just take that deep breath in. We'll just come on out and up. Inhale, exhale. We're gonna go ahead and take it into butterfly pose. So sitting up nice and tall. Again, if you wanna sit on a towel, a blanket, a folded up mat, a pillow, sometimes it helps for some people to elevate the hips. I do want us to work on being long and tall to the spine, and that way we're gonna open up from the hip sockets. If it feels better for you, feel free to bounce the legs up and down, or maybe you simply relax. Part of flexibility is genetics. So, sometimes people's ligament structure, their ligament malleability or flexibility in the hip sockets, kind of vary within people. So some people are a little more genetically inclined to be a little bit more flexible. But part of flexibility is also lifestyle, and we can all benefit from continuing to stretch. So let's hold one more deep breath in here. And as you're ready, we'll take a nice full breath in. We're going to lead with the heart as you inhale, and then we're going to exhale. Lead with the heart, lead with the hands. As we walk down, we find our way into a gentle forward fold with the external rotation of the hips. And you can always take that nice full breath in and exhale. Maybe you come down a little bit deeper. Good. Maybe one more inhale, exhale. Just come down a little bit deeper into the pose. And on our next inhale, we'll just nice and slowly come on up. And why don't we simply, we're just going to take, just a few more. Here we go. Let's inhale, bring those arms out and up. Exhale, hands come back behind us, fingertips point in towards the hips. And I want you to engage those little abdominals. Simply allow the heart to reach up towards the ceiling. Maybe the chin is tucked to chest, maybe you open up. So we're just getting a little bit of an extension through kind of that upper back or the thoracic back area, through the shoulders, just opening up the shoulders. Good, good. Let's inhale, come up. Let's just take one more here. So low abdominals engaged. We're gonna go ahead and come sitting and just take just a moment. We're just gonna let those hips rock, our knees, bent knees, rock side to side. Get a little bit of movement going on. All right, we're gonna inhale, exhale. Let's come back to our hands and knees. So we're gonna come back to that hands and knees position. Why don't we go ahead and inhale, tuck those toes. Exhale, we're gonna find our way now into downward dog. So feel free to allow the hips to reach up towards the ceiling, the heels reach towards the floor. Remember, we're not dumping into our wrists, so I want you to actively engage all 10 fingers. I want you to actively, gently kind of push the mat, push the floor, push the earth away with your hands so we kind of get all those muscles around the rib cage and the shoulder blades working right. Full breath in. Maybe gently nod the head no. Let the head wiggle around. Maybe nod the head yes with a nice smile on your face. Good, and as you're ready, let's gently, we'll either walk or jump the hands to our feet as we inhale. Let's just take a moment in a nice gentle forward fold. Feel free to bend the knees as much as you like here, and we'll come into ragdoll. So we're gonna let the hands, opposite hand grabs opposite elbow. Gently allow the hips to continue reaching up towards the floor. Let the upper body be super relaxed. Maybe just gently rock side to side. Just kind of wiggle around. Nice, gentle, super relaxed with the upper body. Just kind of let that upper body rock side to side a little bit if you like. Or if you like, stay nice and relaxed in that upper body. Maybe you rock forward and back on the feet, testing the balance a little bit. Keep that upper body relaxed. Maybe you rock side to side on the feet. Once again, simply testing the balance. All right, we're all gonna just take that nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale, come back through center. We're gonna bend the knees, drop the tailbone, slowly roll up, stacking vertebrae one at a time on top of one another. We're going circles with those arms out nice and wide. Take that deep breath in. And exhale, let's simply take a moment. I want you to stand nice and tall Wherever you're at, and we'll bring those hands to heart center. We're going to place the feet directly underneath the hip sockets. Maybe feel free to close your eyes. Tailbone points down. Continue to feel those low abdominals gently pulling back towards the spine. Low abdominals gently pulling back towards the pelvis. Belly button pulling back towards the spine. Take a few more deep breaths in here. So I'm going to step towards the back of my mat here, but wherever you are is awesome. We're going to take that nice deep breath in. Circle those arms out nice and wide. Low abdominals engaged. Inhale. Maybe let the heart reach towards the ceiling. That feels good. Exhale. We're going to find our way into a forward fold. Knees are as bent as you like. Let's take a full breath in, forward fold. And exhale, we're going to walk those hands into downward dog. Now you can always substitute or modify downward dog by coming onto your hands and knees. And a lot of the movements we do from downward dog can be done from the hands and knees. Or you can always even come into dolphin, or maybe you come into hands and knees on your forearms. So there's always lots of modifications and lots of variations you can do with your body. And it's honestly all about what feels good to your body right here and now. So finding those positions that feel good, feel right. If something doesn't feel right, feel free to change or modify it. You never know, tomorrow you may feel different. So as we're ready, we're going to bring the feet together at the back of the mat. We're going to place the weight into the left leg, and we're going to reach up nice and high with that right leg. We're just going to take that deep breath in. Low abdominals engaged, and exhale, I want you to round the spine, thinking nose to knee. So keep those low abdominals nice and engaged. Inhale, right leg's gonna reach up. Exhale, round the spine, thinking nose to knee. Again, you can do this from the hands and knees position. Inhale, right leg reaches. Exhale, you round the spine, thinking nose to knee. Keeping those low abdominals nice and engaged. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go and take one more deep breath in. And now we're going to exhale, round that spine, thinking nose to knee. We're going to hold for a few breaths. Thinking about shoulder blade placement. Shoulder blades are slightly down the back, slightly pulled together. And then as you're ready, we're going to go ahead and step into Warrior One. So we're going to bring that right leg forward. And for Warrior One, my back foot is slightly turned out. Right knee is bent. So right knee is bent. You're going to begin to feel the quadricep engagement there. Back leg is slightly turned out. My Warrior One stance is not that wide. We do want to gently, mind you, aim towards kind of taking your hips parallel square to whatever your front is. So I simply do that by just pulling the right leg is in front here. The right hip back just a little bit, and the left hip forward just a little bit. Do not overdo this. But we're just kind of aiming to square the hips up to wherever your front is. Hands can go wherever you honestly like here. So you find whatever position works for your hands and let your arms be there. Full breath in, low abdominals engaged. Feel that belly button pulling back to the spine. Good. And as you're ready, we're going to go ahead and step into Vrikshasana or tree pose. So just take a deep breath in. Weight is already in the right foot. And we're going to, few options here. You can always let your toes of your left foot onto the mat. Always feel free to hold onto the counter or the wall if you prefer. Or that left foot can go below the right knee or above the right knee. I do want us to stand nice and tall. So let's not sink into our hips. Really lengthen all the way up out of the pelvis, up out of the spine is reaching. And hands can go wherever works for you. I like to find a spot in the room that's not moving to help me focus, find that balance. Finding our way back to that nice full breath in, full inhale through the nose, full complete exhale through the nose or the mouth. Maybe a little smile on your face. Good, let's simply inhale, exhale. We're gonna go ahead and step that left leg back, and now we're gonna find our way into Warrior Two. So now my Warrior Two is a super wide stance. I'm not that tall, but I take up most of my mat, so I really let from the hip sockets, opening up. Right knee right above ankle on. Back foot is turned out. My back foot is parallel to the back of my mat. Maybe yours is parallel to the back of the mat. Maybe the back of the foot, or maybe the foot's turned in just a little bit. But we want to work on this nice deep knee bend here. So I'm aiming to get my front thigh and my right thigh parallel to the mat. Now, low abdominals engaged. So let's feel the belly button pulling back to the spine. Feel those low abs engaged. We're going to reach forward with the right arm and reach back. And take that nice gentle gaze of drishti directly over the right middle finger. There's no tension in the neck. No tension in the shoulders. I want the legs working hard. But the rest of the body's nice and relaxed. Good, we're just gonna take that nice deep breath and we're coming in and out of the few. Inhaling, exhaling. Good, and on this next inhale, exhale, we're gonna once again find our way into Warrior Two, or Virabhadrasana, 2 legs. And we're gonna have a little extra fun with the upper body. We're gonna inhale, back arm comes down, back and up. Exhale, let's bring that front arm forward, up and back. So inhaling, back arm goes back up and up forward. Exhaling, front arm goes. So we're letting the arms have a lot of fun here while we're holding our legs in Warrior Two. Good, and let's just take that nice deep breath. We're going to come all the way up. Let's turn all 10 toes face. Wherever your front is, we're going to come into a nice wide-legged forward fold. So we're just going to take that deep breath in, long through the spine, low abs engaged. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, keeping those low abdominals engaged. Finding your way into a nice, gentle, relaxed forward fold. You can gently let the head nod no. Gently wiggle the head around, let the head nod yes. Good, and as we're ready, engaging those low abdominals, we'll just simply let those arms come out in a T position. Deep breath in, come up nice, long, flat back, inhaling, coming up. And let's go ahead and once again, we're gonna step to the back of our mats. Let's just take a moment. Once again, finding your way through mountain pose or Tadasana. Feet are directly underneath the hip sockets. Tailbone points down, low abdominals engaged. Hands can come to heart center if you like. Finding our way back to our breath. Full breath in. Full exhale out, and let's go ahead again. Let's simply circle sweep those arms out nice and wide, taking that deep breath in. Low abdominals engaged. Exhale, find our way through that flat back position into a forward fold. As we're in our forward fold, we go through our forward fold. You want to let the hips reach up towards the ceiling. Top of the head reaches towards the floor. Knees can be bent if you prefer, or maybe you're starting to work on straightening those legs. Take that nice full breath in. And exhale, we're going to lock the hands out into the downward dog or Ardha Mukha Savasana. As we're ready, once again, remembering you can always come onto the hands and knees if you prefer. You could always come onto the forearms if you prefer. So whether you're in downward dog or on the hands and knees, low abdominals engaged, belly button pulls back to the spine. Deep breath in. We're going to lengthen that left leg long. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, thinking nose to knee. Inhale, left leg goes nice and long. As you exhale, I want you to really remember to engage those abdominals. And you can go ahead and make a nice noisy exhale. Sometimes digging into the breath a little bit more reminds us to dig into our abs a little bit more. Good, and one more deep breath in. And now exhale, we're gonna round that spine, thinking nose to knee. And we're gonna go ahead and inhale, exhale. We're gonna step forward with our left leg into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. So again, my back foot, my right leg is just beginning to turn out. My Warrior 1 stance is not as wide as my Warrior 2 stance. Left knee right above ankle in front. We want to stand up tall, belly button pulls back to the spine. We're going to remember to just gently square the hips towards our front. So just gently pull your left hip back. Maybe let the right hip come forward. And hands go wherever it feels good to you. So let your arms do what feels right for you here. As you're ready, we're going to take that deep breath. Inhale, exhale, step forward, take it into Vrikshasana on the left leg. Right foot, the toes can stay on the mat. You can always hold on to the wall or a counter, or your right foot can go below or above the knee. Hands go wherever it feels best to you, simply finding that balance. Standing nice and tall, lengthen to the spine, reaching up and out of the hips with the spine. And know a bit of wobbliness when you come into various balancing poses is completely normal. As we're ready, we're going to take that deep breath in. Step back with your right leg. Now we're going into Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2. Left toes point forward, left knee right above ankle in front. Back foot, back of outside outer edge of the right foot is parallel or so to the back of the mat. My legs are nice and wide. Left arm reaches directly over the left knee, keeping that nice gentle gaze of drishti directly over the middle finger. Low abdominals engaged. So right here, feel this engagement here in the low gut. Good, now as we're ready, we're going to come in and have a few deep breath in. And exhale back to Warrior 2. Let's come in and out of a few. Good. And on this next inhale, exhale, we're going to find our way back into warrior two. And now we're going to go ahead and we'll take that right arm, back arm, reaches down, back and up on your inhale. Left arm reaches down, forward and up on the exhale. So inhaling and exhaling. Good, let's just take that next inhale. Exhale, we're gonna go ahead and come on up. And let's go ahead and take it into triangle stance. And I know my back is to the camera right now. But we're gonna kind of keep our legs where they're at. You can have a slight, tiny micro bend in your left knee if you prefer, or you can lengthen through that leg. And I like to engage my quadricep and kind of lift my kneecap or the patella up. We're gonna deep breath in, so we're gonna take it into triangle or trikonasana. So you wanna inhale, lengthen through your spine. Left arm reaches forward, you kind of let those hips cock back a little bit, and then as you exhale, your hand can maybe come to a shin. The right arm is gonna reach up. So your hand can come to a shin, or maybe your hand comes to the mat. Right arm reaching up. Be careful with this right shoulder. I see a lot of people always trying to rotate from the shoulder. So they kind of pull that shoulder blade back. I want you to think about the shoulder blade and arm being in one long line. So not breaking from the shoulder blade or arm socket. I want it right there, nice and long. Good, deep breath in. Let's just reach up. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna turn the left foot in, so the left toes are now facing towards my wall here. My right foot is now gonna face forward. Same thing, we're gonna take it into triangle or trikonasana. I'm gonna, with the right leg in front, I'm gonna grab my block. So lengthen to the spine, reaching up. Right arm reaches forward, inhale, exhale, and we're gonna allow the right hand to come to a block. Either come to a block, come to the shin, or come to the mat, whichever works for you. Left arm again reaches up. You can look down at the floor, or you can look up at the ceiling. Good, let's all just take that deep breath in. Why don't we go ahead, we're gonna turn towards our right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're gonna let the hands come back down to the mat. We're gonna find our way into downward dog again. And we're gonna just deep breath in, reach up through the heels, let the hips reach up high. I want you to round the spine, inhale, and exhale. We're gonna find our way into a high plank. We're gonna hold for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in. Maybe your knees are on the mat if you prefer. And wherever you're at, inhale, and we're gonna exhale, nice and slow, slowly lower. Good. Just feel free to take a breath in. Go ahead and stay on your mat. I'm simply gonna turn around here. Hands are gonna come directly underneath the shoulders. I want you to low abdominals engaged. Feel that belly button gently reaching towards the spine. Inhale, we're just gonna come up into a nice, gentle cobra. And I'm actually I'm gonna turn this direction so you can see what I'm doing. This may or may not be. Here we go. Okay. Nice, gentle cobra. Maybe your hands are on the mat, maybe not. Inhale, exhale, let's lower back down. We're gonna take one more. Just a nice full deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Inhale, coming up into cobra. Finding that breath, letting the rib cage open up, even holding this position. Good, and let's just take a nice deep breath, inhale, exhale, but I want you to just go ahead and roll onto your back. And let's go ahead and find our way Lying nice and flat on the back, and we're gonna hug the knees in towards the chest. Feel free to maybe gently rock side to side, nice and super relaxed. Good, nice and relaxed. Let's take a little bit of very low abdominal or transverse abdominal engagement. It's gonna look really simple and easy, but when you do it right, it starts to become harder. So what I want us to do here is go ahead and flatten your back. So actively, if you have a low back that kind of curves up and reaches up off the mat like I do, I want you to flatten that back out along the mat. You can think of pulling the belly button back to the spine. And I want you to feel the low gut, low abdominal engagement. Hold right there. So keep that back flat. Keep those low abdominals engaged. And we're simply going to take a nice gentle march here. And again, this looks really easy, but if you're challenge yourself to keep the back flat along the mat. Challenge yourself to keep those abdominals engaged. And this gentle movement with the back flat, low abdominals engaged, will strengthen your transverse abdominis, or the low innermost abdominal muscles, which tend to be a bit lazy on a lot of us. Good. And how about next time, we'll just do the same number on each side. And now we're simply going to hug that right knee into the chest. Left knee can stay bent, or you can let that left leg go long. We'll just gently hug the knee in the chest. Feel free to close your eyes. So just holding right here, taking that nice full deep breath in, closing the eyes, full exhale out. Good, and we're going to take it into a nice gentle modified pigeon, or like a figure four, piriformis stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow that right leg to externally rotate. Left leg comes up, so your right foot is just beyond, just underneath your left knee. I'll even turn this way so you can all see what's going on here. And then simply, so, your whichever leg is externally rotated, that arm is in between the hands. I've been saying right leg, but I was working my left leg. Either way. So my left arm is in between the two hands. Right arm is on the outside of the right thigh. And just simply inhale, exhale. Nice and gentle. Keeping everything nice and relaxed. So body is relaxed, head is relaxed, shoulders relaxed, back is relaxed, glutes are relaxed. You can release the engagement of the low abdominals. Whoa, 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 don't do it, don't do it. Oh.
Snatch.
Oh, seriously, Taya.
No mercy. And I don't care about your sign, so yeah. Besides, Suki wanted to see you.
Hi, Suki.
Suki is more important than your stupid face.
Thank you, child.
I'm gonna get over Rosie.
All right. You go out and follow Taya. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, child. Now we have to figure out how to edit this stuff. Okay, so go on out, you two. All right, we're in that piriformis stretch, and then we're gonna simply release. Inhale, exhale. holding in that nice gentle figure four with the left leg. Just take a full breath in. Full breath out, relaxing. Now we're going to go ahead and release that. And now, whichever leg, so the opposite leg of what you did before. I did the left leg. You know I was accidentally saying the right leg. So now I'm going to take my right leg. Let my left leg go long along the mat, the floor, the earth. And I'm going to gently bend that right knee into the chest. Nice full breath in, full complete exhalation out. Head is relaxed, eyes are closed, shoulders are relaxed, hips are relaxed and released. We're holding on to any tension anywhere in the body. Everything's relaxed. And let's simply take your right leg now, or my right leg, whichever leg you're working with. We're going to allow that leg to externally rotate. And then my left leg is going to come up nice and long. My right foot is just underneath, just beyond the left knee. My left hand comes the outside of the left leg. Right hand comes in between that figure four that the legs have drawn. And we're simply inhale, exhale. Gently pulling the legs a little bit closer to the upper body. Nice and relaxed. Close the eyes. Good. We'll simply take that inhale, exhale. You can stay lying on the mat, the floor, the earth, in the final resting pose of Shavasana if you like. Let's find a final resting position that works for you, whatever that may be. Allowing the eyes to stay closed. Taking that nice full breath in through the nose. Full exhale out through the nose or the mouth. The light in me bows and honors to the light inside of you. Namaste. Hope you enjoyed this yoga practice along with me. This nice kind of short, sweet, simple yoga practice. I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you do like this yoga video, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to hit like on the video. And there will be more coming soon. Thank you. Namaste.